it into drive and say, you know what, let me look into it. So I started Googling different things, and that's when I came across life skills autism. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I just wanted to dive in and talk about how the autism evaluation process went for us, just to give you guys a little insight about how it can go for you. I guess it just depends on where you go to get the evaluation done, but I just wanted to go and just talk to you guys about how it went for us. First thing is, how did we even come to the conclusion of, yes, we're going to move forward with getting him evaluated? There were just a lot of things that was going on, and if you've seen my previous video of the different characteristics that our son has, that pretty much just had us thinking, well, maybe he does have autism. We just don't know. It just, a lot of the things that I would bring to my husband, just have those conversations with him, because I am a stay-at-home mom full-time. My husband is a truck driver, so he's constantly gone during the week, but on the weekend, you know, he'll be home with us. But it was just a lot of things that I would bring to my husband and be like, hun, I really think that we should get him evaluated. Like, it was some things that he noticed, that some things was just, you know, different about our child. But at the same time, you know, being really optimistic and just thinking of that, you know, he'll grow out of it, this, that, and the other. And, you know, a mother's intuition is just like, no, babe, I really think we should. And, you know, I just kept bringing it to him every now and then. And I finally just said, babe, what if we just get him evaluated? Just stop the guessing, stop doing the what if it could, whatever it, you know. And he said, yeah, it doesn't hurt, you know, to figure out if it is something wrong, and if it's not, we just know that our child just, you know, different. We just have to work with them, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it all started. It was just different things, different characteristics that our son has. And if you've seen my previous video, I will attach it here in this vlog so that you can refer back to it later and be able to watch it. But that's really how it started. So after talking to my husband, you know, and going over those things with him, that's when, you know, I started doing the research and reaching out to how different people on how to get him evaluated and things of that nature. I did talk to a lot of educators that we know personally, like closely personally. We would talk to those different people and just get their advice, get their little, you know, insight on things. And it was actually his godmother that came to me while we were at church, and she just asked, and she was like, I really want to talk to you about something, but I'm really nervous too, because I don't know how you would react. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And that's when she was just like, have you ever considered getting him tested for autism? Y'all, when she said that, I broke down crying. Not because something could be wrong with my child, but I'm not crazy. That's why I started crying. And I was like, thank you, I'm not crazy. Like, you see it, like she sees it. She's an educator, you know. She knows what to look for, you know, in children that has autism and how to deal with them on a day-to-day basis. And so that just gave me so much joy that I'm not crazy, you know, and I'm not just trying to make it seem like something is wrong with my child. And that, oh, that was just so fulfilling to know that she saw that. And you know, when she told me that, I just gave her the biggest hug. I was just so happy, because I was like, you just don't know how we've been struggling with this, going back and forth. Like, is it maybe, you know, I don't know. But yeah, so that is what just kicked it into drive and say, you know what, let me look into it. So I started Googling different things, and that's when I came across Life Skills Autism, Life Skills Autism Academy. And I actually came across it on either Instagram or Facebook. You know, when you start Googling stuff, then everything just pops up on your social media, and that actually popped up. And so I reached out, filled out a form online, reached out to them, and we actually got an appointment literally a week before his 3rd birthday to go to the clinic out in Plano, Texas. to get that evaluation done. That evaluation was very grueling, not grueling to a bad point, but grueling to a mom. Oh my gosh, it's difficult because for a child that doesn't do well with other people in touch, you know, they have to do a lot of things to get his reactions, to see how he would react. That was very difficult because okay, let me stop. First, we in the room together. I actually took my mom with me. My husband could not take off, so my mom was with me to make sure that I don't forget anything as far as different things that he does, so that we can clearly make sure that we get all the characteristics out of there, verbalize it and explain it to them, what he does, how he does it. I still missed a lot of things. Like I said, I'm gonna tag the other video so that you can see the different characteristics and things of that nature. And I clearly missed some things when talking to them. But talking to them, my mom was able to fill in the gaps in certain things and that nature. So they talked to us about maybe 20 minutes, I think, maybe 30. I really can't remember on the time frame. And all the while that they were talking, the therapist was playing with my son, just trying to, you know, see how he interacts with her and things of that nature. So they was having a little play therapy time. After that, we left out of the room for about 10-15 minutes, and then they called us back in. My mom was not allowed to be in the room at that time, so she sat outside with the baby, and it was just me and my son. That was very difficult. It took everything in my power not to react. They would tell you, do not discipline, do not correct, be a fly on the wall, do not talk to him, do not interact with him. If he comes to you, then by all means respond to your child, but do not correct him in his behavior. Do not do anything, don't say anything, let him be. It's going to be hard, but you got to let him be. And that psychiatrist was not lying. It is difficult. It took everything in me not to cry. It took everything in me not to just grab my son and just walk smooth out the door. That was hard because he doesn't do well with touch, and they have to touch him. He doesn't do well with, okay, we're not going to do this, we're going to do this. And it was grueling. It was grueling. It wasn't grueling, but it was grueling for me and my emotions, because I just wanted to hold my baby and just cuddle him and say, baby, let's go home. Let's go home. Like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. It was tough. He cried. He was so upset. Oh my goodness. He started hitting the therapist. The therapist, he started hitting her, pushing her, kicking her, and they was like, they was like, no, he's fine. Don't say nothing. Don't look. Don't. That was hard, you guys. That was hard because he was so uncomfortable. But they have to understand how he reacts. You know what I'm saying? And because there's certain ways that kids with autism reacts, and you know, it was tough. It was tough. So after that whole ordeal, that took about 10-15 minutes when we went through that little phase of the therapy. Then they went to the next thing, and they just had to rotate and do different plays. And he started to actually open up to them, and it was so I guess it was because, for one, their spirit. My son, you know, children can pick up on spirit and good vibes. So I really think it had something to do with them having good vibes, good spirits, and also that little time of playtime that he had prior to the full evaluation. I think that really, really helped him be able to calm down and settle down to a certain extent, to where they could actually have the little play therapy and do the different things. After he calmed down from the initial 10-15 minute of the second part of the evaluation. But after they went through those stations of different things that they had to do, I want to say they did about, they went through a whole plethora of things. And then after that, they were like, okay, well, we're done with this. We're going to send you a couple of emails, respond to those emails. You're going to do some online questionnaires, and it's going to be separate. So my husband and I could not talk about the questions until after we were completed, after we had completed the questionnaires. And I want to say it was like three different questionnaires that we had to do. And it was very taxing. Like, oh my goodness, it was a lot of questions. A lot of it did not even apply to him because, for one, he's a toddler. A lot of those questions are more so for older children that are just now getting evaluated for autism. So a lot of those questions just really didn't apply to him. But it was very, 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 very taxing. It was very long. I want to say it was over 50 questions, over 50 questions. But it was more so, just click yes, no, maybe. But it wasn't that. It was like how often, very often, not so often, just neutral. It was questions like that. But it was quite a few questions. And then I also had to fill out a form and send it back to them as well. So it was those 3 online questionnaires for both my husband and I. So it was a total of 6 that they had, that we submitted total, plus the paper form that we had to do. So that was 7 things that we had to fill out. After that, we set up a meeting after we had completed all that stuff, and after they was able to do their results, get the results together, they give us a FaceTime call back. We do a video call just to go over their findings and things of that nature. At the end of the day, they did not want to diagnose him with autism, but they did not want to not diagnose him with autism. So they were really stuck in the middle on whether he should be classified as autism or not, because they call it he's borderline autistic, and I'm like, just say he's high functioning. Like, just clearly just say he's high functioning. And so they just recommended play therapy, which I haven't set up yet because we had a lot going on in life. Just life has been lifing for the past couple of months. Like, good goodness, it has been, it's been a lot since his birthday, since the evaluation has been completed. But I also got some other resources as well, because Plano is really far out from where we are. They wanted us to find something that was closer, and that'll be helpful for us in our area. And also talking to my mom's friend from church, she got me connected with some other people and other resources through the school district, actually. So I will be reaching out to them really soon. Once we get some stuff settled home and I can breathe and we can move forward with that, then I can start that process of getting him within the school system and getting him evaluated and getting him all the resources and therapy that he may need. But right now, there was like, the things that you're doing for him is just awesome. Going to toddler time, taking him to the Play Street Museum. We love this Play Street Museum. Taking him anywhere where he can just really be social and just get those experiences. That's the main thing. Keeping him engaged with different children, continuously introducing him to new things and new environments. That's really what they suggested. They did say some occupational therapy could be beneficial, but he's so high functioning, they really don't feel that he needs occupational therapy. Me, on the other hand, because I'm with him on a daily basis, and they said the same thing, because you're with him, you see a lot more different than what we do. We only see this little snippet. So occupational therapy is they said don't eliminate occupational therapy, because he just may well really benefit from that. And I really want to get him into that as well, because we can't even take him to the doctors because he's not big on touch, and it's perfect strangers, coming to touch him in these in their scrubs and things of that nature. So he gets a little freaked out, So I do want to get him into occupational therapy and to help him out with those life skills and being able to get evaluated and looked at by the doctors without being freaked out thinking that, he's going to be hurt or whatnot. So, yeah, that's how the whole process went. It wasn't it wasn't bad, but it was bad as a mom, that being emotional. You want to protect your babies, you want to hold them, when they're upset. But really, it was really an eye-opener, because it just was reassuring and confirming that, I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really reassuring and confirming that, I wasn't crazy, and I wasn't just seeing things, and that it's okay to have those feelings of, oh my goodness, is there something wrong? It's okay, just get your baby evaluated. It's nothing wrong with that. And I want to be able to break down those barriers and break down that stereotype of, it's wrong for something to be wrong with your child. We all have something wrong, or we all have something that we have to overcome. And that's just one thing that my son has to overcome. He has to overcome autism and just think of different ways of how to doing things. That's literally all it is. It's just how he operates is just different from what we call normal. And just being able to help him and guide him through that, and just understanding his world more, so that he can have, a better outcome on different things and different situations that he may experience in life. So yeah, that was everything with the process. I'm actually really excited to be able to move forward to the next phase, and getting involved with the local school district that we live in, and being able to get those resources and help him to integrate into school and be okay being at school and being around other people, and learning that it's okay to be around other people, and learning how to socialize and be with them in a group setting. So I'm really, really, really excited about that, and I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. I promise you guys I will be sharing all of my tips, all of my advice, all of the trials and tribulations that we go through as parents with an autistic child. And please, if you have not already, if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I promise you, you will not regret it. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you later.